welcome back to Amethyst Adventures. And if you're new here, let me welcome you to the channel for the very first time. Today I'm participating in an open collaboration, but I'll get to all of that in just a little bit. Let's jump right into these DIYs. So I've started with 2 splatter screens and a small mirror. I pushed out the screen part of the splatter screen and I'm just using the outside frame for today's DIY. So with some floral wire, which I already had on hand, I attached the 2 frames together at one side. And on the bottom side, I'm going to attach them to my small mirror using some Dollar Tree adhesive and some hot glue to make sure I have a secure hold. Once the glue has dried, I give my whole piece 2 coats of Rust-Oleum ×2 Ultra Cover in metallic gold and allow that to dry. Once it has thoroughly dried, I come back in with some Dollar Tree picks, pumpkin picks, which I already have on hand, and attach them using zip ties. I add a cute little burlap bow to the top and also some beaded picks that I already had on hand. On the bottom, I take one of those pumpkin picks and wrap them around a Dollar Tree battery operated candle and place that at the bottom. And boom! DIY number 1 is completed. And I hope you like this one. It is super cute. So let me tell you about this collaboration that I'm participating in today. 5 Under 5 is a monthly open collaboration hosted by Crafty Cove DIY and Farm Charm Shink. They have a guest host every month, and links to all their channels as well as the playlist will be in my description box below. So let's jump into DIY number 2. For number 2, I picked up some Dollar Tree bath accessories. I have a toothbrush holder, a soap dispenser, and a soap dish. The burner cover I already had on hand, as well as the candle holder. And the napkins were left over from Thanksgiving last year, so they were free as well. So I start by separating the napkin and taking off the white backing. So I have just that first thin part with the design on it. And using some gloss Mod Podge, I coat all of my pieces in the gloss Mod Podge, and then I apply my design after I have cut it out to where I want it. I place that on all of my pieces and allow all of them to thoroughly dry. Let's move on to that burner cover. Cottage White, which is a beautiful creamy white chalk paint, and that is by Folk Art. So I give it 1 coat of the chalk paint, and before it dries, I place my napkin sheet down on it. I didn't use Mod Podge, didn't have to. It stuck really well with the chalk paint. And then I place another coat of Mod Podge on top, and brushing it in one direction also helps to push out any air bubbles that may be in there. And I allow all of my pieces to dry thoroughly for 24 hours before I come back in. Once everything has thoroughly dried and you see that gloss Mod Podge gave it a beautiful luster and shine. I also painted that dispenser black to give it a more high-end look. Next, I come in with my sanding square, and sanding in one direction, I take off the excess edge, and there we have it. DIY number 2 completed. Now let's move on to number 3. So I had 2 of these pumpkin wreaths that I picked up last year. And the beads I order off of Amazon, and I'll make sure to link those in the description box below. So I just used some old coffee that was left over from breakfast, and I count out all of the beads that are going to be needed, and I place them inside the coffee and let them soak for 24 hours to absorb the color. Once they have dried thoroughly, I go in and place the beads on each rung of my pumpkin wreath. And I didn't mention I used a wire cutter to release them from the bottom. So once I have all of my beads on, I come back in with some floral wire and reattach each rung and then secure it with some hot glue to make sure that everything stays in place. Once that is completed, I come in with a cute little bow, and there we have it. DIY beaded pumpkin wreath completed. So I hope you like this one. Please let me know in those comments which one is your favorite. For the next DIY, I'm coming in with some of these cut wood pieces that I also picked up at Dollar Tree. And I simply use my drill to drill a small hole in the center of each one of my cut wood pieces. Then I come in with a long upholstery needle that I already had on hand and some Dollar Tree jute twine. And using that, I string each one of those wood pieces on and place a knot in between to keep my spacing correct. And there we have it, another DIY completed. For my 5th and final DIY, I picked up a couple of these bottle caps. I did get the bottle caps this year, but that was the only thing that I purchased. So after removing the tags and the jute twine hanger at the top, I used that same Dollar Tree adhesive to attach my candle holders to the bottom of each bottle cap. I allow the glue to dry, and then I give each one a couple of coats of my favorite Rust-Oleum x2 Ultra Cover. I did one in silver and then I did one in gold because you never know which color you're gonna need, honey. So this way I have the versatility to switch up depending on what my needs are. Anyway, there we are. DIY completed. I hope you enjoyed all of my projects today, and I hope they give you inspiration. Please make sure that you stop by our host channels and show them some love, and let them know that Amethyst sent you. And visit the playlist for some awesome fall DIY inspiration. If you liked today's video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. It helps out so much. And consider joining the Amethyst Adventures family. It's free, it's quick, and honey, it's easy. Just go ahead and click on that red subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you will know when I upload a brand new video. Thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to check out my open collabs. Every Tuesday, we host at 6 p.m. Tablescape Tuesdays, and every second Saturday of the month at 6 p.m. as well, we host Sophisticated Saturdays. And that is the Grace Life DIY home decor and myself. Again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.